doing okay up there? Okay, so remember, if we are going to win this bake-off, I need all the help that I can get. If I am putting in the wrong ingredient, you've got to tell me, buddy. Okay, we don't want the same thing happening that happened last year. I mean, pretty much everyone at that competition had a rabbit on their head or some kind of animal under their hat. And a lot of them are really good cooks. So you've really got to prove yourself this year. Okay? All right, I'm going to put the hat on. No one's ever going to know. Oh. Oh! Hello, everyone. Welcome to this very surprising video. I myself didn't really know I was going to make it, but I decided, why not? I was like, it's New Year's Day almost, and I don't want to do it on the 31st because I'll probably be too busy. So I will just do, hold on. I will just do it today. It's just going to be reflecting on 2015. We'll talk about the year, talk about what's going to happen, and all the stuff I've got planned, hopefully that I'll be able to do. This year was a weird one for the channel, for sure. I actually think we had some really good videos this year. But, of course, we also, didn't make a lot. Although TikTok, I guess I made like 40 episodes. I don't know how many I'll make next year. I don't know. We're getting pretty close to 900 episodes, by the way. So we're almost at that level. But yeah, it's almost impossible to say what's going to happen next year. And I hope you all are going to come to this. It was short notice. I get it. I don't expect there to be anyone here. I did not tell anyone. I did not put it on Facebook or anything like that. I just was like, let's just do it. It's all right. It's the end of the year. And the people that want to come can come, and the people that don't can just, I don't know. If somebody happens to be watching at this moment, then they can watch it. And if they're not, well, then they're not. It's just a little end of the year. It's relaxed. Look, I'm wearing pajamas. Before you think I'm being unprofessional, it's New Year's Day. That's the tradition on New Year's, right? I mean, everyone wears their pajamas and they count down to the next year, 2025. We're going to do that on this episode at about 6:10. We are just going to pretend that it's 2025. So we're doing a little countdown to the new year here on this show. I don't know how exactly we're going to do it yet. But yeah, we have a lot to cover. I mean, it's going to be fun, honestly. It's going to be relaxed, nothing big. If hopefully somebody will eventually come and watch this, but if not, well, we tried having fun. So yeah, these are new pajamas, by the way. It's Harry Potter pajamas. I also have on SpongeBob slippers and got some Squidward socks. I really like Squidward a lot. I do think Squidward is the funniest character on SpongeBob SquarePants. Somebody got me just like a whole bunch of SpongeBob stuff for some reason. I'm more of a Phineas and Ferb guy, but I don't know. I like SpongeBob a lot. It's a great show. And comparing SpongeBob to Phineas and Ferb is like comparing William Shakespeare to, I don't know, Dan Brown. I mean, they're both good, but, you can clearly see which one's better. But anyways, I love SpongeBob, though. Got some Elf socks here, too. I've always thought the movie Elf was funny. I don't know if I'd call it like a masterpiece, but it's definitely funny. Patrick's funny, too. I mean, SpongeBob's funny. I mean, I'm not saying that, but I always thought Squidward was the funniest of that group. I feel more in touch with Squidward. Always wanted to buy his artwork. Everyone else, I think people look at his artwork like, oh, there's Squidward's artwork. It's not, it's like no one would buy that in real life. I would buy Squidward's artwork. I'd hang it up on my wall, just right in my bedroom, where it should be. Got Gary here. Gary. SpongeBob. This is becoming a show and tell, isn't it? That's fine. You know what? I'm going to show and tell. I got my stuff here. I might as well. I mean, again, this is a very relaxed affair. It's just a way of saying goodbye to the old year and ushering in the new year. Hopefully, it'll get 1 million views, this video, but I don't know. It doesn't really work that way. You never know. Got a new book. I've read this book before, but I'm collecting my top 10 books, and The Count of Monte Cristo is one of them, and The Brothers Karamazov is one of them. If you watch my older episodes, you know The Brother Karamazov is ranked as my second favorite book of all time, next to number 1, which is Don Quixote. I'm very, very into intricate classics. I have a smart side sometimes. I think, what was The Count of Monte Cristo? I think The Count of Monte Cristo would be like, I'd say probably 8th place. I think it goes, yeah, it's Don Quixote at number 1, The Brothers Karamazov, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I've looked it up. I'm pretty sure that's right. The Brothers Karamazov at number 2, David Copperfield at number 3, number 4, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. Number 5, Gulliver's Travels. I switched it to Gulliver's Travels. I changed my mind. Confederacy of Dunces is now at number 6. Number 7 would be Les Miserables. 8, The Count of Monte Cristo. 9, Crime and Punishment. And number 10 is Lolita. I think that is probably the most evil book ever created, Lolita. But it is a really good book. It's very well written. I guess, to me, the book Lolita is proof that the devil can write a good story, because it is a horrible book that deals with child pedophilia in an ambiguous way, not really declaring whether the guy's bad or not, or whether he's crazy, or whether he is evil. It's sort of ambiguous. I think that's my interpretation of it. And I think I'm right. And I think a lot of critics will try to defend it as not being ambiguous, but it's pretty hard to ignore some of the scenes that clearly point to this being an ambiguous text. Lolita is a very evil book. Very evil book, but it is very well written. I can't deny it. Lolita is proof that the world hates us because it made the greatest piece of literature is one of the most evil books ever written. I like being center, actually. Let's do that. I want to be in the center of everything. I don't care. You're not really supposed to be in the center according to film rules, so I'll be a little off. Be like over here. There. Is that helping your eye? Can your eye not stand if I'm like right center? Does your eye not it immediately draws off the image? Am I going to lose a bunch of critic points? Oh, I got movies too. Of course, my favorite movie of all time, modern times. The Lord of the Rings is technically number 1. I'm going to have to do my top 10 favorite movies too. I guess I will, since I already did the books. Let me show you the other ones I got here, though. Got a lot from the Criterion Collection. My sister actually got me the Criterion channel on my TV just to stream. She bought me like a little membership. And the first movie I watched was Jackass. I looked at all the titles. I was like, 3 Colors Red, 7 Samurai, Blue is the Warmest Color. Let's see. Jackass. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. That very highly intellectual. Those movies are great. Perfect pieces of art. Sabrina the Teenage Witch was on there too. They can have some very strange entries. I love looking through the Criterion Channel list because sometimes you'll just come across something and you'll be like, what the? It's like Beavis and Butthead Do America. It's like, what the heck is this doing on here? Y'all don't even have like any cartoons on this list except Beavis and Butthead. I think it's because they have like a deal with MTV, if my memory serves me right. I don't know. Oh, I also got this thing. I don't know if you've seen this before. It has been on another channel. I was debating whether to show it to you because I'm planning on using it for a video, but I'll go ahead. See, it floats. Isn't it cool? Whoa! Ah, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're all right. We're okay. Fly! Whoa! Ah! I'm gonna break the camera here. Whoa! It flies! Whee! I guess I gotta do this now until it runs out. Whoa! Ah, ha, ha, ha. I like putting it on the ground and just letting it roll around on its own. Whoa! Didn't know this was going to be a show and tell episode. Yes, it is. The next hour is show and tell. Can't get a copyright notice for that. Okay. Go. Be free. Whoa, there it goes. It's having fun. Oh, stuck. Whee! I guess I'll just wait till it runs out. I almost have to. Also, we got like an hour to kill, so. Not surprised nobody is came, but yeah. I told no one. It just was a fun little thing I decided I'd do. Okay, we better stop. Oh wait, I can always forget I can just shake it off. Always try to touch the button there. Also got sea salt caramels. I almost have to eat one for you all. They're very good. I've eaten a lot already today, so I don't want to. And I'll show you this calendar of baby pictures of little Frankie. January, she's a pirate. February, March, April, May, June. This is my favorite picture right here. Why is it dark? I have two lights going on here. There it goes. Kind of like this picture, I think, is causing it. I have like two lights going on here. I don't know how it could possibly be dark. I'll tell you the movies here in a second. I didn't forget. June, July, just at the pool. Well, that's when we went to Dollywood. I always find it fascinating that Dolly Parton made an entire theme park devoted to herself. August. Good for her. September. This is another one of my favorites. Anyone with me in it is adorable. She's got her big balloon there. That's a humongous balloon. She wanted to go as a rainbow monster. November. She likes noodles. And December. Adorable. She's funny. Let's see. So yeah, the four movies I have here: Modern Times, The Gold Rush, The Great Dictator, and The Thief of Baghdad. I guess I could go over my top 10. Give me a sec. Modern Times, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. If we're just going by individual, Lord of the Rings trilogy would be number one. I think that's really one movie to begin with, but a lot of people wouldn't agree with me, so I'll just go Modern Times, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, maybe Casablanca. No, I'll go 2 for Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. I've changed my mind. Casablanca at number 3, It's a Wonderful Life, The Artist, The Treasure of the Sierra Madre, I go The Thief of Baghdad, No. Yeah, the general would be number 7. The Thief of Baghdad would be number 8. How to Steal a Million at number 9. That's like an old Audrey Hepburn movie. Not a lot of people have heard about it, but it's very good. And then number 10 would be The Shawshank Redemption. I'm sure a few other Audrey Hepburn movies would make the list. I'm not going to go through like 100 though, because I just go crazy trying to decide in one video the 100 best films. But anyways, now let's reflect a little on 2024. Almost said 2015. But I also might go over why I left the Maryland school system later on in this video, though. So I decided I just wanted to do this completely like cold, not knowing what's going to show up as an event of 2024, because I wanted to react to it, see if I knew it. I didn't want to do any research. That was a professional decision, like these pajamas. I just don't, it's part of the celebration. Everyone wears pajamas during New Year's Eve, right? No, I do. 2024 look back. Okay, just give me a second to let it pull up here. Oh yeah, look back got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's an anime movie. Can we back this up a little? Maybe that helped the lighting. Yeah, you all just have to deal with it. It's live. People make mistakes on live. Live is the one place I feel like you can make mistakes because you cannot possibly predict everything that's going to happen in an hour. Look back. 2024. Let me try this again. Look back at 2024. I did think about like researching this beforehand, but I was like, well, keep showing me the movie Look Back, some kind of anime. Looking back on the, yeah, let's do that. Looking back on the biggest political news story of 2024. News stories, good, not just political. All right, January. Trump ordered to pay $83.3 million for defaming E. Jean Carroll. I don't know who that is, so I can't really state my opinion on that. I'm not going to go into any like political stuff on this channel. I try my best. My opinion is if here's the thing, I guess you can talk about politics if you're an entertainer, but I wouldn't. Don't do it. It's just like, here's the thing. Jon Stewart or Greg Gutfeld can talk about politics because that's what they do. They're in the political. You might hate those people. You might think they're the worst people ever. You can't stand their opinions. You think they're dumb. But at the very least, you know what you're getting into when you watch them. You know they're going to have a really dumb opinion, or maybe to you it's a really smart opinion. It doesn't matter. But you know what you're getting into with those individuals. If I'm watching a video about Pikachu, it's by some YouTube creator, I don't want to hear about his political opinions. Okay? If you want to do that, you make a video about that subject or something. Do whatever you want, I guess. But I'm on YouTube to be a clown. I'm just a clown. I'm not here to I pretend like I know anything. I don't do politics. I don't know anything about the situation. Okay? You all can figure that stuff out on your own. Figure it out on your own. Occasionally, I've thought about making fun of politicians and stuff. But the problem is people would immediately think that I was making a statement about said politician or against said politician when I'm not. I'm just joking. So if I ever do a joke about a politician, I try to make it pretty both-sided, like it. And even then, I'm like really nervous about it because I just do not want people. Because I don't want you to think I have an opinion as far as I'm concerned. I'm not, no one comes here to listen to my political opinions. Sorry. I'm just saying, I'm not Greg Gutfeld or Jon Stewart. I do remember once talking about politics. I had this hat where I had all these comedians' names like Abbott and Costello and Barney Fife, and I pulled out a random thing and decided to make the president I pulled out of that the message that I pulled out of the hat, I'd make fun of that president and pretend they were that individual. Like I think Barack Obama was Barney Fife, Joseph Biden was Harpo Marx, Donald Trump with Mike Pence was Abbott and Costello. It was completely random, and I really regret doing it now because I'm like, somebody is just going to think that this was a political statement of some kind. I don't know how, even though it was just totally random and just something I did just to be stupid. But yeah, I kind of regret that. I regret anything, any video I've ever done where the whole point is for me to state my opinion. You know, right now, here on this episode, I'm withdrawing any opinion I've ever had. I don't even have opinions. I don't care. I don't know everything. I'm not pretending like I know everything. I make videos about Pikachu, you know? I don't know. You all can have whatever opinions you want. I can be wrong. I'm not pretending like I can't be wrong. There's only a very few things that I'm right about. One of them being the movie Get Out. It wasn't very good. Okay, let's move on. Sorry. No more opinions. No more opinions. This is mostly political. That's okay. Supreme Court rules Trump can't be removed from the ballot in Colorado. I must have missed that. Okay, yeah. All right, Trump was elected as president for the next year. You all have whatever opinion you want about that, good or bad. You love it, you hate it. Do what you want. Arizona governor signs a bill to allow abortion up to 15 weeks into pregnancy. Let's move away from that subject. Hunter Biden convicted of 3 felony counts in Delaware. This is all political. We'll have to move into science. Okay, Trump shot in Pennsylvania at a campaign rally. Definitely don't approve of shooting anyone. I guess I can safely say that, right? I hope. Yeah, I don't want anyone shot, be it Joe Biden or Donald Trump. RFK Jr. suspends campaign, endorses Trump. Okay. Harris accepts nomination for president. Okay. That happened. This was a crazy year, wasn't it, for politics? I have a joke about this. I'm going to save it, though, for an episode I'm working on. I have a very good joke about what's really going on. I think, actually, I know what it is, too. I don't know. It might not make it. I have such trouble anymore making any videos. Second assassination attempt against Trump in Florida. I think it stopped at 2, right? There wasn't any more than 2. All right. Biden pardons his son, Hunter. Oh, my gosh. I just learned about this. Jimmy Carter dies months after a 100th birthday. I can't believe he lived that long. That is incredible. I have a friend who's like 96 years old and still plays golf, is still incredibly healthy. They're an amazing individual. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if I want to live to be 100. I don't know. People don't like when I say that kind of stuff, but I don't think I could do 100 years old. I really don't. If I make it to 100 years old, I just don't feel like I'll be enjoying life anymore. I wouldn't want to make it to 100. That's just my opinion. But, you know, all your family and friends would be dead. Who wants to go through that? I'm sorry. Okay? I guess whatever will be, will be. It's not my decision. No, never mind. Tell me if you want to live. Actually, I will say, tell me if you want to live to be 100 years old. If you're one of those people that feel like they could live to be 100 years old. All right, science 2024. We're doing science now. I like talking about science. Makes me feel smart. I also feel like I need to make this channel more than just Pixar rankings. The long shot. An injectable HIV drug with a novel mechanism shows remarkable ability to prevent infection. I did hear we found a way to use COVID as like a way to stop cancer. I think that's right. I apologize if that's wrong. Again, this is just coming out of the top of my head. That's live for you. You'll have to double check on your own with Google. Oh, what the heck? I'll check it. Oh, another news story, that alien proof again. Went through that alien thing. I don't know if I think that America knows about aliens. If that's true, if that conspiracy is true, I figure it can't be all that much information. It must be just a little bit. It'd be very hard to hide that much information. Maybe a little bit. You could probably hide just a little bit of information about aliens. It's an interesting idea. I mean, I'm sure our government's hiding all sorts of stuff from us. I don't deny that at all. I feel like people who think, oh, the government's not keeping anything from us are just crazy. Like, you don't think that? No. They're hiding stuff from us. Probably about the JFK assassination. Yeah. Scientists publish. Researchers recorded a humpback whale making a whoop sound. Science isn't having a good year, is it? 2024. That's not that interesting at all. Did you all hear too? I guess this is science related about the drones that were flying around. I actually have family in New Jersey who saw, not family, I guess they're family by law, I guess you could call them. But they saw a bunch of drones hovering above their house. They were like UFOs looking. Nobody knows where they came from or anything. They came out of the ocean, just like aliens. I don't like when things like that happen. That kind of scares me. And we can't shoot them down because if we shoot them down, it might fall on someone and kill them. So we have to be like, no. Yeah. I don't think there's a lot we can do about the drones right now, but I don't like it. They're flying over us. Oh, it's just tough. Alzheimer's disease. Researchers found hints that Alzheimer's disease can spread from person to person. I'm not going to lie. Of course I'm not going to lie. I never lie to you all. Ever. But I think that I would get Alzheimer's. I really do. Especially if I live to be 100. The 10 science moments you need to care about in 2024. Let's do that. Let's be a little smart. From NASA's long-delayed return to the surface of the moon. Ooh, that's a big one. Good job, science. Finally, you did something this year. Parker Solar Probe will reach the apex of its mission on Christmas Eve. NASA spacecraft will survive the experience thanks to its Venus-assisted high speed. I didn't hear anything about that on the news. CRISPR goes mainstream. CRISPR. That's kind of cool stuff. You know, they can like splice genes and stuff. It's kind of like they just cut a part of a DNA strand and put it on another DNA strand, and they can make a frog from out of a grain of salt. That's CRISPR. It's basically what CRISPR is. It's fun, you know. You all you have to do, you just cut the DNA in half, and you put it on something else, and you make another thing. It's so easy. It's fun. CRISPR. I love it. The launch of Europa Clipper mission. Oh, to get through Europa's icy crust and orbit to the Jovian moon to get a better look. I love NASA. You know, I know there's a lot of debate about whether we should go to Mars, but I do at least say, if nothing else, even if you are against going to Mars, you have to admit there's an argument to be made. I mean, one thing about it is, if you're looking at the technology we have right now, like what I'm talking to you all with right now, that was because we went to the moon. We put satellites up in space. That is the reason why we have all this technology. These trickle-down scientific achievements from going to these places can be massively beneficial to human life. It's really surprising. Like you wouldn't think that. You think, oh, we're going to the Mars for no reason. We're just going to waste a whole bunch of money. But you actually do get a lot from it afterwards. I don't understand it completely. I wouldn't think that would be how it would work, but apparently it is. So there is good reason to go to Mars if you're willing. You just have to stomach the cost, I guess. I don't know. It's up to you all. I'm not a scientist. I'm not doing opinions for next year. That's my New Year's resolution, we'll call it. Maybe I should do New Year's resolutions too. We'll do that at the end of the video. Fighting mosquitoes with mosquitoes. Great North American eclipse. I hate eclipses. We saw one this year. It was just nothing happened. It was so boring. Oh, wow. The dirty energy source. That's kind of cool. Oh, X-59 quiet supersonic aircraft's first flight. That is cool. We can go super quietly through the sky. I always wonder sometimes if those UFOs aren't real, whether or not it's just a bunch of really smart scientists making a bunch of things that fly through the air. Like the drones, they were mistaken for UFOs. So maybe it's just that. Probably NASA likes the fact that people think that it's aliens because it means, no one's going to be saying, hey, what technology are you working on here? They're going to use it for war and stuff. They got to keep it secret. And the best way is if people are going to think it's going on, think that it's aliens. I do admit, one thing I will say in defense of aliens is if I was a highly intelligent species who didn't really have any reason but to want to help humanity, the best way to go about doing it is doing it slowly. Maybe not revealing yourself immediately, but just very slowly seeping your way into human culture. If you were trying to help. If you're trying to destroy everybody, then just blow them up. Really, we should want aliens to be real right now because that means that they're clearly not here to destroy us. So they're trying to slowly destroy us. I don't know, man. It's hard to say what technology aliens would have. It's hard for me though to fathom that they even want Earth because if they're able to travel that many miles through space, they clearly just don't need any help. I mean, at least it's hard for me to imagine they do. I can't, but of course, who knows? I have the tendency to be wrong about quite a lot of stuff, so I don't know. AI advances and much needed regulation. Yeah, AI is just so awesome, but so dangerous too, I mean, I like it. I'm not going to lie. I think it's fun. I think some of the stories and artwork it makes is really great, even though a lot of people don't think that. As a creator, though, I'm impressed by some of it. I really am. Especially since it's so fast. And let's just look at best artistic achievements of 2024. I think we went through science and politics enough. What even movies were released this year? Was Oppenheimer released this year? Let's look. Best movies of 2024. I know that book, James, was released this year. It's about the other character, Jim, from Huckleberry Finn. That sounds interesting. I'm glad the writer of that made it funny because a lot of writers would probably try to make a very serious story out of Huckleberry Finn. A serious movie, and that's not really the way to go because that's not what the original book was. It's a big mistake. I like Mark Twain's Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, maybe not as much as some people. Let's look at the best movies of 2024. 2024, the best movies. Anora, never heard of it. Blitz, never heard of it. The Brutalist, never heard of it. Challengers, think it was that tennis movie. I haven't really ever heard of it. Civil War. Oh, I hated that movie. That was awful. I hate A24 films. I have only seen one good A24 film ever. It was Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. Every other A24 movie always has these brutally stupid endings. And people are like, "Oh yeah, we're supporting these like small time art projects." No, you're supporting rich college students. Let's all be honest. They're probably people that come from like Harvard or something, the majority of them. Maybe there's a few of them that just came from nowhere that are just great artists, but really, most of them, I mean, I guess you can make the argument that you're still supporting someone that's never had a piece of artwork out there. I don't know. They're not that good at stories, I don't think. But I feel it's more art for city people, and maybe a few country folks would like it. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. I'm not going to be a fan of it. I'm sorry. If you like it, it's fine. I get it. It's art. It's debatable. I don't like A24 at all. It's one of the worst studios I've ever seen. It's so rare for them to ever make a movie that's even good. It's just not my type of storytelling. I'm more into stuff like The Count of Monte Cristo or The Brothers Karamazov or Stephen King's It would probably be pretty good if you're looking for more modern work. I'm old school, kind of old school. I don't know. A24, I'm sure, could make great stories. It's just they always end in a way that I never like, all of them. Especially like Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. It's like, dudes, that is not what the story was about at all. You messed up the meaning. You tried to like put a new philosophy in it. I'm not going to get into it. I'm sorry. I'm not a big A24 fan. Just if you want to watch a good A24 movie, watch Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. That was adorable. But every other movie is just terrible trash, in my opinion. Conclave. Never saw it. Don't know anything about it. Deadpool and Wolverine. That was funny. Oh, I'm just going to go towards the more trashy Disney Marvel films. I like when Marvel's funny, though. I really do. Marvel being funny is great. Dune Part 2. Didn't really like it that much. It's kind of boring. It's all right. Probably like a 70 or something. 77, I'd say. I didn't get it like some people. I'm not sure why. It's a lot like the book. It was told in a similar way, but the book I actually do like. I actually own the book. And it is actually my bookshelf's right over there. That's why I'm pointing in this direction. But it is actually a very good book, but it very easily could have been bad. It's a very weird writing style that apparently even J.R.R. Tolkien didn't like. I don't usually like it. It barely managed to be worthwhile for me. Hitman. I haven't seen any of these films. It's What's Inside. Know nothing about it. Jim Henson Idea Man. Nope. Last Summer. Can't say that one because it has a cuss word in it. The Order. A Real Pain. I have not seen any of these movies. The Room Next Door. Scoop. September 5. Sing Sing. I must not be as... Oh, Wicked was great. Oh my gosh. If you guys see... Oh, that movie is amazing. Wicked was just incredible. I mean, it didn't shoot out diamonds from the screen. Don't go that far. But, like, I don't know. I really liked it. It was beautiful to look at, for sure. Definitely some good songs. What would I even rate it? I don't know. It's got to be at least a 99. It did a really good job with the characters. It was a very character-driven story. I love Glinda. It's tempting to give it 100%, honestly. I don't know. It just came out. Give me a little while. Right now, it's at a 99% for sure. It was an amazing movie. Okay, that's all that happened in 2024. If anyone else has any ideas of some stuff that happened, please leave them in the comments, and I'll discuss them with you all. We did have one person come, but they left pretty quick. That's usually how it goes. It's okay. It's okay. I didn't tell anyone about this. Wasn't expecting a lot of people. Things that happened in my life, though, got a new job working for Lowe's. I manage. I actually know a lot more about hardware than you people probably think that I do. I'm pretty good with construction. Decent enough. definitely know more now that I've worked there. I quit my job at the Maryland school system, and believe me, it was not because I want to say this right now. I hope somebody out there is listening to this, but it wasn't because of all of you that I quit. It had nothing to do with the students. I love kids and teenagers. They're great. You guys are wonderful. I just need food. That's all. I need to buy food. And working for this place gives me reliable work. I'm not going to miss the summer. I'm not going to be struggling with my bills. I get to eat. I don't have, I'm not poor. I'm not dying or anything, but if I don't work, I will not be able to afford food is the point I'm trying to make. So yeah, that's why I switched jobs. I'm planning on, I was disappointed because I was telling Lowe's, I was like, Lowe's, could I you got these giant ladders. Could I just have this gladiator battle? Could I get a spear and stuff and we could ride in up against my enemies? And they said no. And I was like, well, I'll wear protection. I'll have a helmet on and everything and armor. And they were still like, no. And I was like, well, you guys aren't any fun. Just saying. But yeah, they didn't allow me to have gladiator combats on their ladders, which was, if you don't know, they have these giant ladders at Lowe's that are really tall. You push them down the aisle. Yeah. One of my New Year's resolutions actually is I don't want to talk about work anymore. I don't like talking about work. When I'm not working, I just want to be away from work. So I am going to try this year not to talk about it. I got a gym membership. My mom and dad got me that. So that's another I'm going into my New Year's resolutions now. I'm tired of talking about my job. But I also got a gym membership. I'm planning on using that. I'm definitely the type of person that will do the gym. I have a treadmill in my house. I'd use that, but it's been on the fritz and I haven't been able to fix it. So I will use the gym stuff until that time. It stinks. I really love that treadmill. It is just one of the greatest things ever. I'd be willing to pay quite a lot to fix it, and I will as soon as I figure out what's wrong with it. I think it's the motor. So yeah, exercise is definitely an important one for me. I love exercising. I consider myself athletic, at least. I've been very lazy here in December. It's Christmas. I was at my mom and dad's house, and they have every streaming service imaginable. So I just watched every movie. My gosh, I watched so much stuff. Just so much. Stuff most people haven't even heard about, like The Cat from Paris. There was The Song of the Sea. Amazing film. Amazing. Not A24 at all. I thought it was going to be this big art house piece. It was very much fun, cute, adorable. It's just a great movie. Definitely a 99% at least. And oh gosh, watched a lot of Peanut specials. I don't know why. I'm watching a lot of cartoons recently. I feel like a child almost. I don't know why. I've just been into. I think it's because I did that Pixar ranking video and I realized I could watch cartoons again for a little while. You think you're going to grow up so much when you get older, and really, I haven't noticed any change in my life from being a child to being an adult, except paying bills. Really, I prefer work to school, regardless of what I'm doing. I will say maybe I don't like looking for a job more than school. School's better to me than looking for a job, but I was never a big fan of school. It's just, I guess if I was to give one complaint, because the Maryland school system's great. They're very nice there. They're perfect. It was a great experience. I loved being with those people. I loved helping out, mentally challenged kids. That was a great honor. Nicest people in the world, by the way. I know a lot of people say oh, they're probably spoiled and stuff. No, it's nothing like that. They are some of the sweetest human beings I've ever met in my life. But if I had one complaint about the school system, it would be just the questions are just so some of them have multiple answers to them. They put down answers where there could be either one. That is not something that should happen if you have 4 answers to a question. You cannot do that. There's no room for ambiguity. I feel like with any system, no matter what it is, they're going to push for richer people to succeed so that it looks better for them, just the way that it is. But plenty of poor people have done well at school. I'm not saying that. It's just it's not really that. It's not really about the rich and poor thing. It's just these questions are just very ambiguous sometimes. And you have to be there in the school system to start noticing it. Like, there should not be more than one answer to a question, and you shouldn't be counted wrong if there is two answers. Like, I don't know what to tell these people. Like, this is not okay. like I got when I was in school, I think back on it, I'm like, I got some of those questions right technically. I don't know. Life is complicated, though. I get it. It's probably really hard to write questions. So, I mean, I love ambiguity. I'm into ambiguous art like Shakespeare, and I think some of those books. And even I'm like, dudes, you can't do this on a question. I wish I could give you all an example. I don't have any. You have to be there. Well, there is some. There's these questions. It's like, how does this character feel in this situation? And they put down a bunch of words that probably most people don't even use anymore. And they're like, okay, pick which word. And there can be multiple, like the emotion they're putting down. It could have been how they felt. It's like, that's not how a question works. I'm going to lose points because of that? That's ridiculous. Sorry, that kind of stuff just makes me very mad. But yeah, what was I even talking about? I was going to do the gym for my New Year's resolution. I really like to read a book every week. That's another big one for me. I would like to do this show every day. I'd like to make a lot of episodes. There's so many episodes I want to make. I wanted to make a Halloween. I want to make the ending to the Halloween video. I've got it. I've already got it recorded. I just haven't edited it. I'd also like to finish that Italy video. There's this trick shot episode that I've been promising you all for a long time that I still haven't made. I'd like to finish Seth Talk and start The Couch. That's another big one for me. So many things I'd like to do, and I'm really hoping that I'll be able to finish them this year. This year, I'm hoping will be the best year for this channel. I can't promise you that. It's definitely going to not be as many episodes. I can't say that there's going to be a ton of episodes, but there will be as many as I can make. I'm going to really work on it. Really, I'd like to tell stories more. Just write, tell them like I did back in the Fireside Tales Day. Just sitting there telling stories would be great. Oh, and side of exercise. Another thing I'd like to do, I'd like to learn how to fight by myself. I've always wanted to learn fighting and outdoor stuff. I'd like to do a little learning about survival. Really, I just like to learn stuff every single day. That'd be a big one for me. Just learn a little bit, improve myself. Maybe learn about politics, learn about art, whatever. It's pretty much all. Eat healthier. Yeah, I love eating this kind of stuff, but I really should eat healthier and not drink so much soda. Soda's kind of my biggest weakness, but I really would like to stop drinking soda and start drinking water more. But I do like, at the same time, I do really like soda a lot. It's like my favorite thing ever. So that's 9. Let's do 10. What should be my 10th one? Just work on being better at finding jobs. That's always a big one for me. It's probably the biggest thing in your life. If for some reason you were like under the age of 18 watching this, I think that's going to be it's the biggest challenge of life. I'd say like get a girlfriend again, but right now, I don't know if I want to deal with that stuff. It can be hard. I'm very boyish. Girls don't really like me that much. Yeah. Let's just end it there. Let's just say I know it's tough. Living with me is like living with a wild animal. I'm not domesticated at all. I'm running around. I am hard to deal with. It's hard to tame me for even a second. It's hard. I get it. I do get it. Oh, another video I was going to make is a trick shot episode. I got some trick shots at the basketball hoop that I'm going to do. And yeah, so just to recap, big year, a lot of things happened. And, I love you all, the kids at the school. I'm sorry I had to leave. I really am. I didn't want to leave. I didn't have really much of a choice. I can't really stay there forever, not with a house to take care of, which now I fully own. Before I kind of half owned. It was just a very complicated situation that I don't like to get into. But yeah, now I've got it, this house, so I have to take care of it, and don't have much of a choice. Can't stay at the school system. I have thought about getting my master's degree, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money I'm just not sure I want to spend. It's funny. I talked to the lady about getting my master's degree. I was like, yeah, how would it be? Would it be difficult? She's like, oh no, yeah, it's going to be a lot of money. She's like, let's just get that out of the way. But it's going to be worth it. And I'm just like, oh gosh, it's difficult being a teacher because they say teachers don't get paid well, and that is true. But they do get a lot of benefits and stuff. There's a lot of pluses to being a teacher for sure. Not denying that. There's a lot of difficulties. I mean, it's not easy. I've seen teachers. They have a very hard job. And a lot of the times, they're dealing with all these kids. You become a different person, I think, when you are a teacher than when you are like living on your, I know some of you, if there is any kids that happen to be watching this under the age of 18 or whatever, for whatever reason, maybe your parents are sitting there right with you. I don't know what the situation is. But if there is, you should know that your teachers, some of them, aren't really jerks once they leave the classroom. It's like a mask they put on, and then they take off the mask, and they're completely different human beings. I have seen teachers at the school just go from one person to the next as soon as they just leave the building. It is kind of amazing. I hope that I was a nice teacher. I tried to be. I might have been too nice, honestly. I mean, I was only there for like a day, so I didn't really care all that much. I hope I taught you all something. I hope I was a good teacher for you all. I really tried to be. I was a little bit lazy with you all, to be honest. I probably, but it doesn't matter anymore because I'm not there, and I was only there for a little while. I don't know if I would have really been a very good teacher because I would be way too cool. Harold did a little bit of a substitute teaching when he was younger, and he was really, from what I've heard, he was a very stern teacher. It was so different, though. You kids are great. I think this generation I really like because they're lazy. They're on their phones all the time. It's wonderful. It's how I've always wanted to be, and I'm just so jealous of you all. And you're into like art and stuff, which is what I'm into. And back in my day, kids were not interested in art. And sometimes it's like the kids back in my day, I loved them, but it was like you walk down the hall with a dodgeball in your hand, and that was all you would hear about for the rest of the day. I remember a kid just walking down the hallway with a dodgeball, and I guess these kids were just really bored or something because it was like the whole day it was like, hey, did you see Joe Schmo? He had a dodgeball in his hand. That's the hallway. What? It's like, I don't care, guys. What is this? It was a very different generation growing up at my time. But we had a lot of good stuff too. And your generation, I think, can definitely lead the world. If you'll figure it out, at least. You won't have a choice. I mean, the world will force you. That's the thing. Like, you don't have a choice in life. You're going to have to learn. Otherwise, you die. That's how it is. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm really, for not doing my opinion, I'm really doing my opinion quite a lot at the end of the year. I guess this is my way of saying goodbye to opinions. Next year, I'm not going to have any. So this is my last hurrah. get out some of my opinions that I have. The only opinionated episode we'll do. And next year is going to be big. Next year is going to be the best. This is my 11th New Year's resolution. Next year is going to be the biggest year here on the channel. You're going to be seeing all sorts of stuff. Maybe I'll make a video with this thing. I even want to do like a Daniel Radcliffe is a unicorn video again. So much stuff to do though. Oh, and we have about 5 minutes before the countdown to the new year. So we'll end off this video with a New Year's countdown. I wish I had some wine or something. I can get out my hat at least. Let's get on my New Year's hat here. Maybe I should get like a wine glass. We can all toast the new year. Yeah, let's do it. I'll just do water. I don't drink on the show. Sparkling cucumber. That sounds awful. You know what? Yeah, let's do Pepsi. Good gosh. It's a new year. I brought my little turtle with me. I thought he could help us, or I guess it's a she. Let me look. Yeah, it's a she. I thought she could help us ring in the new year. It's been great with you all. I love you all to death. I hope that, I've done my best with this show. We've had a lot of adventures. And it will continue. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen when I hit 1,001. That's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to quit or what. But when 1,001 comes, it's going to be huge. I think there's definitely going to be a change of some kind. I mean, 1,001 has always been kind of the goal on this show. Might be the end. Who knows? Ready, little turtle. We'll be counting down the new year in just a second. Any other things to talk about? I guess not. Yeah, just I've loved you all being here with me these past, I don't even know how many years I've been on this show, to be honest. It's been a lot. It's been crazy. A lot of misadventures. A lot of things gone wrong. A lot of things gone right. I hope that a few of the episodes have been great. I always like we were some big videos this year, actually. Let's talk about this year's videos. This year, I really liked, honestly, getting to the 4th one of that Halloween special. I think I even did like the 3rd. I'm going to try to finish that next year. Oh, geez. I did some kind of video. Maybe there wasn't as many great videos as I thought there was this year. I mean, I did a lot of food challenges. This is a big year for food challenges. I like the Halloween video, even though that one didn't do very well. I did the 3rd one and the 4th one, right? Yeah, that video was good. Yeah, you know what? I remember now. Harold's argument with Ginny. That wasn't planned. That was Marissa Boulevard that set that whole video up, and we're not very happy with her. But that video did turn out very well. It got a lot of views, and my channel was taken control of for a little while. What else? No, we're at the final minute, so let's get ourselves ready. So everybody even if it's not necessarily time where you are, like if you're not here live, still get a glass out, get your little turtle, and we're going to count down the new year, okay? So get your glass out. We're having our New Year's celebration with my best friend here. So I don't think brothers count, do they? Gorman and Harold don't count. No, Gorman and Harold don't count. I mean, I can't, my family, we don't have time for this. Okay. All right, everybody, we're 15 seconds away. Get your glasses out. We're going to have a toast. Toast to a whole new year of adventure on almost everything. It's going to be a heck of one. It's going to be a doozy. Happy New Year! Hark the herald. Angels sing. Kiss your wife. Kiss your girlfriend. Kiss your friend. Surprise them. Then just explain that I told you so. So you had to. And avoid that awkward situation, even though secretly you do actually feel something for them, and you wouldn't have kissed them if you didn't. It's it, Turtle. We're in the year 2025. It's 2025 right now. Right now, it's 2025. We did it. We did it. Hark the herald angels sing. Glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy bright. God and sinner reconciled. Happy 2025, everyone. Thank you for joining me. And get ready for a new year here at Almost Everything.